Hi, I'm Laura Garcia, a realtor in Jacksonville, Florida with Berkshire Hathaway. If you have bought or sold real estate in the past decade, then you are probably familiar with Zillow and their famous Zestimate. And in today's video, I'm going to go over a Zestimate and how they come to that valuation, and then also compare it to another valuation tool, a comparable market analysis, or CMA. Zillow uses a computer algorithm using user-submitted data and public records. So they take into account when the house was built, square footage, lot size, basically any numbered data, and they put it into an algorithm, and then from there they figure out your valuation. The limiting factor in this valuation is a computer algorithm does not have a human taking tours of the property or analyzing photos. So things like condition and layout cannot be considered. And that is the biggest shortcoming to a Zillow Zestimate. And that's why I recommend to most clients to start with a Zestimate, but not to base your sole valuation on the Zestimate. You want to get other valuations to compare it to. And Zillow also recommends this on their website as well. So luckily, Zillow is a data company, so they actually have a lot of information on the accuracy between what they say a property will sell for and what it actually sells for. And I'll provide a link in the video notes so that you can look it up based off your zip code, because each zip code is different. But the national median error rate that Zillow says they have is 4.3%. That means that out of 10 properties valued at $200,000 by Zillow, 5 of those properties are going to sell within 4.3%, or they're going to sell between $190,000 and $208,000. But then the other 5 properties are going to sell outside of that median error rate. So they're going to sell between $160,000 and $240,000, which is a big gap. And that is why I recommend that you get multiple valuation tools in case your property happens to be in that Zillow Zestimate range. Another valuation tool that you can use is an appraisal. I did another video on that, and I'll provide the link if you want to learn about those. But if you contact a realtor, they're probably going to do a comparable market analysis for you, or a CMA. A CMA is a valuation tool where a realtor is going to take a subject property, which is the property that you wish to buy or sell, and find similar properties or comparables in the area. Typically, a real estate agent is going to take 3 recently sold properties in the past 3 to 6 months, and then 3 properties that are currently on the market. And then from there, they're going to compare these similar properties to the comparable and make adjustments accordingly. So, for example, if you have 2 properties, this one just sold, and this is your subject property, and they're almost the exact same, except this one has an updated kitchen, the realtor is going to figure out maybe the updated kitchen is worth $20,000, and they're going to deduct $20,000 from the subject property's valuation to account for the differences. And that's where the human discernment factor is not involved in the computer algorithm, but it does become involved in the CMA. So CMA is usually limited by 2 major factors. The first one being the agent. If you have an inexperienced agent, or maybe just an agent who's not familiar with that neighborhood or price point, then their CMA is going to reflect that. And the way you can catch this is by asking questions when they're presenting the CMA. Have them explain their reasoning. Ask them if they considered other properties, why this is considered a comparable and not something else. You should be able to follow their reasoning and come to the same conclusion. If you can't, then they may just be telling you what they think you want to hear, which is not a way you want your property valued, because it's probably going to sit on the market or be underpriced. The second major factor that affects the accuracy of a CMA is the recently sold in the area. This is actually a limiting factor for the Zillow Zestimate as well. If there's not a lot of recently sold, then there's not a lot of data that the agent can pull from to come up with your valuation. So if you live in a property that constantly is selling properties, then they're going to have a lot of new data to compare and be able to value your property. But say you live in an area, maybe a rural area, that only had 2 properties that were similar to yours sell in the past year, then those properties are going to be the only ones that they can pull from, and so the pricing may be harder to value. So that's a major limiting factor. Thanks for listening. If you need help valuing your property, please let me know. If you're in Northeast Florida, I can do one for you. If not, I can send you a recommendation for a reliable realtor who can do one as well. Thanks for listening.